Radhe Radhe, welcome back to the podcast. First of all, thank you so much for liking our video, sharing it. It means a lot. Durga Puja is a festival where we worship the divine feminine energy goddess Durga. It is a festival where the family reunites and celebrate and enjoy. Yes, this is what we know about Durga Puja. But is it only this much? No, it is beyond that. It has culture, religion, tradition, and lots more. Today, we will know much more about Durga Puja rather than celebration. If you're new to the channel, do subscribe the channel, press the bell icon so that you can receive the notification of our new videos. About the guest today in the podcast, she will introduce herself.
I'm Sayanti. I'm an artist. I'm from Bengal, by heart a Bengali, and now a global citizen, living in London, practicing my art in London, and I do showcase my art all over Europe and other countries. And the Bengali in me, I keep on showing it through my art. And I think that if I could pass on a bit of the Bengali culture and showcase it to the world, and I'll feel myself extremely, I would say, lucky. And I got the opportunity, I got the gift of art through which, if I could pass on a little bit of this knowledge and this emotions and this cultures and bits of this culture to the world, then I'll call myself extremely lucky. I'll be honored.
Hi Shayanti, welcome to the podcast. I'm very happy we were discussing it for a few days and now it has worked.
Yes. And Namaste Namrata.
Namaste.
Durga Puja time.
Yeah.
So best wishes for the Durga Puja and the Navratri. And I'm so glad that we could make it.
Thank you. And same to you. And so what is the difference between so I would like to ask you a question. You are staying in London.
Yes.
You have seen the Durga Puja in Kolkata, you have seen the Durga Puja in Bangalore, and now you are seeing in London.
Yes.
So what is the difference that you are seeing?
Sometime I feel like the Bengalis that they are doing the Durga Puja in London, they are more trying to hold on to the tradition because they always feel like that they probably lose it.
Okay.
Because there is a more chance of losing it than compared to Bengal, because it's a part of the culture. But in London, if you do not do the Durga Puja, nobody will ask you anything. So doing the Durga Puja is the exception thing. So for them to hold on to this exception and to hold on to this culture, they put every effort possible. Sometimes they just go like the extra mile. They're always walking the extra mile. Sometimes I often see that even in Calcutta, people don't know about all the mantras, all the stotras, or all the rituals. Surprisingly, in London, people know about it, and they're teaching their kids. You have to remember. How could you forget? So that is when I started connecting with Bengalis in London. They were like ecstatic. You're an artist, you're a Bengali, you have to design things for us. So this year I have designed the logo, different cover page, and all this for quite a few Bengali pujas, Durga Pujas in London. It is their way of connecting the Bengali culture in every possible aspect. And because I think they have the more chance of losing it, so they are more desperately and strongly embracing it, which is in turn they are getting more out of it. So compared to all other, like even in Calcutta or even in Bangalore, they are much more earnest about the Durga Puja. And they're extremely emotional about it. Extremely. Last year, Durga Puja, it was quite cold because October, it's autumn. It was almost like, I think, 6-7 degrees. My husband was telling me that you need not to wear sari, you can wear anything because sari, it's going to be too cold. I said, I don't care. I'm wearing the sari. I'm going to put on overcoat. I'm wearing anything under the sari, but I'm going to do it. I was wearing the sari and I was traveling in a tube. People are stopping me and asking me, what are you wearing? This is so beautiful. Is this an Indian festival? Can we come and see it? And I was like, see, you carry your culture along with you. So it's a good part. And I feel myself extremely lucky again that I have the gift, so which I can give it to the world something back. So through my art, when I created the cover pages or the logos using the Bengali cultures, the small tidbits of the Durga Puja, which I have learned from my mom or my grandmother, like I have designed the cover page of the Bengali magazine for one in the Patachitra style. Patachitra, the Kalighat Patachitra, are very, very inherent Bengali culture. So when I could do that, I was like, oh my God, I'm so lucky. So that's it.
You're traveling from London, so the environment in India.
So it says that this is a festive time. Surprisingly, it is festive time for each and every state. Everybody has our own festivals, but they're all kind of connected with the same time period. So entire India is in a festive mood. I don't think anybody in this world can compete that.
Okay.
So yes, it is very different.
Okay. So you are born and brought up in Kolkata?
Yes, absolutely. South Kolkata.
I would like to ask you, can you explain the significance of Durga Puja?
Yes, so Durga Puja, it's like whenever I talk about Durga Puja, it's more about, it's a very, very social and community thing. It's not, it is a very religious festival. It is everything to do with Hindu religion, mythology, goddess worship, the Matri Shakti that we call it, that worshipping the Matri Shakti. But at the same time, it is extremely strongly cultural and social event. That is why I have grown up in a Bengal and experienced the Durga Puja, which is attended by all caste, creed, religion. And you'll be surprised how many non-Hindus take part in Durga Puja in different aspects.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Non-Indian means Muslims, Christians, everyone?
Yes.
Oh, that I was not knowing.
Yes, because it is so much of a social and cultural thing more than an religious thing. So whenever we talk about Durga Puja, there is a very common thing, that's something like pandal hopping in Calcutta. So people visit from one pandal to another. So when we go about this way, I have like memories of my friends which are from different religions, Christians, Jains, Muslims, who never made any difference. We are all making the plans together. We are all marking, these are the areas we are going. This is what something we are going to eat. And these are the puja that we are visiting. So there is no restriction. And definitely there is no restriction from the puja side, but there is no restriction or inhibitions from the other religion side also. So if you are a Bengali, doesn't matter which religion you're from, you are celebrating Durga Puja.
Oh, okay.
So, Durga Puja started long before independence. So, even before independence, it was part of our culture. And at that time, the Durga Puja used to happen, it was mostly family driven. So, like you are one of the families who are having a lot of wealth. You are a kind of zamindar or landlord, and you are doing the Durga Puja.
At home.
At home, and their own family and friends are coming. Gradually, that becomes a platform for them to lure in the.
Sorry to cut you. What we saw in Devdas movie?
Yes, that kind of thing. Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, good reference. Yes, and gradually with time, it became an attraction that they can bring in the British who were ruling the country that time to bring in more and more. And since they are the first patrons who started coming from outside. So
Okay.
if I'm doing a Durga Puja at my home and I'm calling the Britishers and I'm expecting that this will give me some kind of brownie points to rise up in the social scale. So I'm also bringing in a lot more social people from my own society, other Bengalis. And that is gradually where the Durga Puja started coming outside home.
Okay.
But in that period of time, it was very restricted to who is doing the Durga Puja. So if certain one zamindar is doing, his friends or families are only going there, or whoever people he has invited or she has invited, that kind of thing. Common people were kind of dependent on these people to
Okay.
get an invitation and to attend the puja. Then there is some certain movement started among all the Bengalis. Neighborhood friends, or what we call as yar, yar dost. So those yar and our friends, they gathered together and they started doing a community Durga Puja.
Okay.
And most of the time it is like a, what we call in English as dirty dozens. So it is like 10, 12 people who will be coming together. From there, the name came for the Durga Puja in West Bengal or Calcutta specifically, called Baroari Durga Puja.
Sorry?
Baroari Durga Puja. So that is Bara Yar.
Oh, okay, okay.
Baro is 12
Okay.
and Yar is the friends.
Okay.
So 12 friends join hands together and started Durga Puja. And that is how it started in each and every mohalla, each and every para, what we call in famously known in the neighborhoods, which is called in Bengali. So the every para started having their own Durga Puja.
Oh,
And that is how it started. And this Durga Puja, it is meant for the common people. And it is run by the common people. It is driven by the common people and controlled by the common people. Most important. So they got together. They started doing it and gradually they started forming a society. So just before independence, these societies were not only restricted to Durga Puja. Durga Puja was the face. But behind it, they were also doing connecting together, joining the youth, and they were contributing significantly for the independence movement.
okay.
And all the famous um, noble people of Bengal, we call it, all of them, you can connect them to some or other Durga Puja. Well, Swami Vivekananda, which we, before he became Swami Vivekananda, he was known as Narendranath Datta. And his neighborhood was having some similar club, that kind of association, which famously known as Shimla Byam Shamiti. Okay? And that is a very famous Durga Puja these days. And he was part of it. And similarly, all the people of Bengal, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, all these people, you can connect them with one or other Durga Puja.
Okay. This also contributed in the freedom of India.
Yes, lot. It is like more community building and bonding.
Okay.
And they are connecting more and more people of the community together so that they can spread the message. And various movements like the reformist movement and all this were spread through this community environment. And there is no bigger community event in Bengal than Durga Puja. So you can connect each and every dot.
How Durga Puja relate to the tradition, culture, how it is connected?
It's a bit long story. So Bengalis are kind of the first to receive the Western education system in India. Because Calcutta used to be the capital of British India earlier, before it moved to Delhi. So when British wanted to rule, instead of just being the merchant through the East India Company, they wanted to rule the country in the name of the Queen. They needed a strong set of people who will be their second in command or for the clerical job or for all the, because the British are very, I would say, few in number, handful of them who will be sitting at the top. So they need the second line. So they need an educated section who will be educated in the Western education, and they will be helping. So that created a surge of job in Calcutta. So lots of people from across Bengal who are educated in this English education, they used to come to Calcutta, do their job, and that is when first Bengalis started stepping outside of their home. And the people, they started missing their children. So the kids are not part of the home anymore. They have flown out of the nest. They are doing their work. And that time there was a significance needed for them to come home. Like how we connect Diwali and Ramchandra, that Bhagwan Shri Ram, he went back to Ayodhya, he's returned. So everybody returns home that time. Same way, Bengalis return during the Durga Puja. That's why mythologically and religiously we call it that Ma Durga, this is her, the earth is basically her Maika, father's house. So for 5 days, it's a holiday. So she visit her Maika along with 4 of her children. And on the 10th day, Shivji, who is the son-in-law or the damad of the house, so Damadji comes home. He takes his wife and kid and his entire family back to Kailash. So that is the significance. So that's why we call Ma Durga very fondly with different names. So the daughter name is Uma. So Uma is our daughter. She's one side she is a mother, but the other side she is a daughter. She is the daughter of the house. And all the rituals are there which are actually connected with this very human side of the story. So like for example, like I'm a married woman. So when I leave my house, so my mother always says that we can't say that we are going. We can't say jai. Jai in Bengali means I'm going. So we have to say ashi. That means I'm leaving to come back. So same way, she can't cry. Even if she is like my mom, she never cries. She says that if I cry, that's a bad omen for my daughter. And for Ma Durga also, we said the same thing. We never ask anything from Ma Durga on the last day, that is the Vijayadashmi, because that day she is leaving us. So we give her. We don't ask anything from her in return. So we say that if she is staying well for the whole year, next year she will come back to us with all the prosperity. But we will not ask her now. We will give her back and send her back. So we treat her as a married daughter. So
that's why Sindoor khela.
That's why Sindoor. All the women, they wanted to keep their suhag intact, and all. It's very significant for Hindu religion. So that's why whenever, even these days, when I leave my home, my mom, she touches a little bit of sindoor in her hand and sindoor here. We do the same thing with Ma Durga. We put the sindoor on her so that she goes. She and her suhag is intact and safe. And that's what we think about it.
And with beetle leaf, it is...
that is Nazar Utaru. So that she can travel safely. Yes, and we give her a little bit of sweet in her
mouth.
Yes, that's momita. So have a little sweet and go home with sweet memories. Want you to be happy so that we can be happy. So we always think that, like, since the day I got married, my mom always says that your happiness is our happiness. As long as you're happy, we are happy. So we treat Ma Durga as the same way. So that is why till date, the connectivity of Durga Puja is not lost, because that is same with all of us even till date. Even the Durga Puja started maybe 100 or 500 years back. The emotions remained same. The emotion what a married daughter feels for her parents, what her parents feel for her married daughter, their married daughter, that is the same. And that is the same emotion that I'm conveying to the Durga Puja as well.
Wow, such a nice feeling it is.
It is.
How do you think that Durga Puja is uniting people from different places?
It's a very surprising thing. I think I knew about it, the connection, for a while, because me being an artist, I know that how different parts of art, different types of art is there in Bengal. Some of them are lost or about to be extinct, but Durga Puja is kind of preserving them till date. They're practiced by very few people, very few families, just to cater the need of the Durga Puja. But because of that, they're still surviving. Otherwise, without Durga Puja, those things must have lost long back. And surprisingly, all those craft artisans, the crafters, they are coming from. They not always come from the elites of the society or the higher caste of the society. They mostly come from the lowest rung of the societal or the caste ladder. But Durga Puja is one time they feel significant in the society. And they're kind of more important than much more other higher caste. So during the caste era of Bengal, when the entire India, where India was like kind of divided, Hindus are divided among caste. This Durga Puja in Bengalis, it obliterated the caste system. That's why the caste system is very, very less, I would say almost not there in the Bengali culture. So, because we know that everybody has their significance, they are this kind of people. For example, the people who makes the idols, the murtikars.
Right.
Yes, the people who are making the decoration of Ma Durga from this, we call it shola or dhak and all this kind of thing. It's very regular. Uh, I think it's come from some plants or something. Those are the things they make it. People who make the pandals, the people who cut the bamboos to make the pandals. Tatis are the handloom weavers.
Okay.
They are the people. And surprisingly, lot of the zari work that goes into Ma Durga's sari and all, they are done by Muslim darzis.
Oh.
They are the master artisan in the zari work. So they make it. And there is no such thing. They know why they're making it for. People also know that who are making it, and that still goes on to Ma Durga. So nobody cares about it.
Right.
Nobody cares about it. So they are connecting.
One question. We have seen in Devdas movie only that before making the idol, she went for that mitti.
Yes,
And this is true that
this is true. All the time, the clay that is coming from the first clay, especially the clay which is used to create the head or the face of Ma Durga, that comes from the courtesan's house. And because it says that she is ultimate matrisha, she is the female, and female, wherever there is a female form, everybody is involved, included. So thanks for reminding that.
getting goosebumps.
Yes. So they are also part of it, and everybody knows about it. And that is the ritual. You cannot do anything about it. You have to get the clay from them. And not only from their home, they have to give it to you. If they do not give it to you willingly, it's not.
This way, obviously, everybody is united in
Yes.
this.
So in that way, we see that Durga Puja is kind of connecting each and every craftsmen, artisans, and people from every religion, every segment of art. So that is something which is happening inside Bengal. Gradually, Bengalis started.
If outside Bengal also, if the murti is created, the mud is taken from there, clay is taken from.
Yes, same thing. Rules are everywhere. That is because there is a ritual involved with it. So there is a small ritual where you have to do a small puja over there, collect clay from there. You have to give them something in return. Mostly it's a thal which contains some fruits and some sari, dakshina, and you have to give, you have to collect.
So
the
they
clay
can
and
charge for it?
no,
If they
it is
want-
willingly given.
Oh, okay.
It is willingly given. So we just
If
have to give
sometimes
pranami.
they are not happy,
I know that,
because
but
society is not accepting them. Sorry, we are
no,
deviating.
perfectly fine.
So society is not accepting them. They are not doing it willingly. We know that. If they are angry with the society and they don't want to give the clay, then
Maybe probably the Durga Puja will not happen. But maybe for them, I'm just trying to think from their perspective, it is their way to connect with the society in a more less offensive way, more positive way to connect with the society.
then I can say they are being generous.
They are being generous. And as you have mentioned, that was one very key point in that Devdas movie again, where Mr. Bansali pointed it out very nicely that
Yeah.
they have been treated so badly by the society, looked down upon,
Yeah.
but at the same time, they are the ones who are giving it to the society back.
They are great.
They are great. So now, when I moved to London, I see there are several Durga Pujas happening in London. And surprisingly, I have friends in different countries. I was surprised to know there is a Durga Puja happens in Zurich as well.
Oh.
Yes. You think about it, it's happening in Colombia.
Oh.
So my friends are there who are part of it. And
Okay.
it says that if there is a Bengali, and there has to have be a Durga Puja,
Durga
there will
Puja.
be a Durga Puja
Okay.
somewhere or other. So in that sense, Durga Puja is kind of connecting the Bengal to the world and the world to India.
Right.
And lots of things related to Durga Puja that are exported
So,
from here.
Okay, the idols and everything are
Everything,
exported
yes,
from
yes,
here.
yes.
Okay.
And even a few years back, British Museum, they did a lovely exhibit about Durga Puja, and they set up the idol for that 10 days inside the British Museum, and people were coming in and they were explaining about all the rituals and everything. There was a full-on exhibit that went for 10 days.
Okay. What are the key rituals involved in Durga Puja? Mein? Navratri we do.
Yes.
So I know the fasting and all that, but in Bengali culture, what is that?
Surprisingly, for the Bengali cultures, the Durga Puja starts from the day of Mahalaya.
Okay.
So Mahalaya is the last day of the Pitru Paksha.
Right.
Okay. So that day, we remember our forefathers. We do tarpan for them. So that is basically pray for their soul so that they give, they are resting in peace. And at the same time, the next day, we enter the Matru Paksha, from Pitru Paksha to Matru Paksha.
Okay.
And next 15 days are going to be the Matru Paksha. And Mahalaya is very, very important for Bengalis. So rituals, if you say, the most important ritual that we start the Durga Puja with, it's just listening to Mahalaya on radio.
Okay.
And it's not like a religious ritual, but that is the most important ritual for us. So all of us, we have our childhood memories that radios is playing this Mahalaya stotras, music. There's a beautiful piece done by late Shri Pankaj Malik. He directed that for Akashvani. And it plays every year, morning 4 o'clock. So we wake up before dawn, we listen to it, and that is the start of our Durga Puja. And that is basically the Chandi Stotras are being read out, and along with music. And of course, since it's Mr. Pankaj Malik's one, lot of beautiful songs and inserted into it. So those are part of that. Is
We can find it in YouTube.
yes, you can find it in YouTube. And I know you can, because these days when I'm in London and I can't listen to that radio, so I listen it on YouTube. I open it at 4 o'clock in the morning sharp. I started on YouTube. So that is a ritual we have. And coming to the religious rituals, Durga Puja essentially is a celebration of Matra Shakti. In every form of femininity is something which is celebrated. And by definition, Bengalis are Shakta. Shakta means they are the worshipper of Shakti, or the mother goddess. So
That's why means every form of goddesses is celebrated there.
yes,
Be
yes,
it Kali, Durga,
yes,
Saraswati Puja is also celebrated.
yes, Lakshmi Puja. So
Lakshmi.
all female
It's
goddesses.
Lakhi Puja means just
Lakshmi
after.
Puja. Yes. So we celebrate it, and that's why it starts with the first day. That is the sixth day. It starts. So
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the 5 days it is celebrated. So So the sixth day, we start our Durga Puja. That is, we call it as Shoshti, and that is the first day is called Bodhan, where Ma comes home and we open our door to her and we establish her. We set her up, and she and her kids are all been given a place for next 5 days to stay.
Okay.
So that is the ritual for Shoshti, and when we go home, mummies used to do this aarti, right?
Yeah.
To coming welcome us, and we do the same thing for Durga Puja. That is something we call as Odhivash. So they come in, we do an aarti ritual to welcome them home, settle them properly, and the rituals are very, very human. So we give them some food, some offer some saris and all. Like, you be comfortable, rest. Next day onwards, things starts.
Okay.
That is how it is. On the seventh day, so we believe Ma Durga comes along with 4 of her children: Lakshmi, Saraswati, Kartik, and Ganesh. So Ganesh ji is married. He is having his wife. His wife is also the daughter of somebody's home, right? So she is there at her parents' house, and she joins the next day.
Okay.
So we call her Kolabu. So you must have seen that there is this banana tree which is worn saris,
yes,
and
right.
they take her for a bath and call it. So that is the most important ritual of Shoptami, the 7th day. We call it Kolabu Snan. So she is coming home. She is the daughter-in-law of Ma Durga. So in turn, she is also the daughter-in-law of our house. So she comes home. 7th day. 8 days of course, it is Ashtami. Pushpanjali is very, very important. Pushpanjali happens all 5 days. But the Pushpanjali of Ashtami is most important. We feel it, like we do it. So that means all Bengalis, they don't eat anything from the morning. We don't even drink water till the time Pushpanjali happen. So Pushpanjali happens, we take the prasad and we break our fast.
Okay.
Then Bhog is there, that is every day.
And what I have seen in Jamshedpur that on 8th, every Bengali will wear the most favorite of the
Favorite outfit.
yeah.
Yes, because it's the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the center.
Because my friends used to say whichever outfit I will say this is the most beautiful. Yeah, I am going to wear it on
Ashtami.
Ashtami.
So that is I think these kind of evolved. But what you have seen, this is the same thing we are seeing. That on the Ashtami we are wearing the best of our thing, whatever is the best. Nobody knows the reason why. I guess it is the middle. That is the thing. And yes, that day Bhog is there. No, one fun fact. Everybody think that Ma Durga's Bhog is like this typical khichdi. That's a khichdi in Bengalis and sabzi and all. But actually, Ma Durga is given different Bhog in all different days.
Oh,
yes.
But we are given the prasad for that only.
That is for the mass.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
But Ma Durga is given different kind of Bhog. And funny thing is, we include all sort of food that is we eat on a daily basis, like this saag, boiled sabzis, all these things that goes in the bhog. Pulao is there one day, white rice will be there one day, khichdi is going to be there one day. You don't serve your like daughter and your grandchildren same thing
Yeah,
every day,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
Yes. So Maika hai bhai,
Yeah.
like it's a
Enjoy करेंगे.
yes, it's supposed to be fun.
Uh,
So every day different kind of bhogs goes in.
But I love that bhog.
Oh, me too.
Khichdi and bagan bhaja.
Ah.
I love that.
Don't remind me. I start feeling hungry.
Okay.
So that was one that is very important rituals. Then in on the ninth day, so the moment we transition, we are doing the transition towards the end. That goes very important, and that all the rituals becomes a little more serious, more kind of heavy emotionally. So the day Ashtami ends, Navami starts. So that period, we call it Shundi Puja. So to mark that period, there is a Shundi Puja that happens during that time. And
So what is done in Shondi Puja?
it is just a different sort of puja, but which is very important because it is marking the end.
Okay.
So Hindu mythology and spirituality, we not only celebrate the starting, we also celebrate the end.
Right.
Because the end is actually goes for a new beginning.
Right.
So we always celebrate the end and the beginning, both equally. So Shondi Puja is the marking of the end. It is starting towards the end.
Okay.
And to celebrate it, 108 lamps are lit.
Okay.
So we lit up 108 lamps, and there's a significant number, 108. 108 is a very significant number in Hindu religion. So that's a good omen. So that the next day she will be going home. And Shondi Puja ends. That's a then the Navami starts. Navami ends. And the Dashami, the first thing is we do the Devi Boran. That is basically just with the betel leaf, you take the Nazar Utaru. That's how we do it, right? This is the same thing we do it with the betel leaf, just take and we just throw the betel leaf off. So it means that with that, I'm just taking off all the bad omen and the Budi Nazar from you and just throwing it off. Give her a little bit of sweet, give her the sindoor and all. The Devi Boran is there. And also, like, it's a very emotional thing. When I got married and I was leaving my home, my mom was not supposed to see that. Because we say that when the mothers see their daughter leaving their house, they are just having this आह निकलती है उनके दिल से, वो अच्छे नहीं होते, तो वो अच्छा नहीं होता है. So that's definitely not good, and they can't control it because they're so sad their kid is leaving the house. So that's why माँ नहीं देखती है. So mother turns around, and she is not supposed to look at her daughter leaving the home. So the same thing, we do not look at Ma Durga's face directly. So we put a water. It's called darpan. So we see her on the darpan, reflection. So we can't see her directly. So that is something we call it. That when she
I've
is leaving.
seen since childhood, but I was not knowing this.
Yes, these are the significance.
Okay. Everybody used to go and see in the water, inside the water, the mirror is kept,
Yes,
right?
yes. So it is a reflection. That is how it is kept. And these are very human. And these rituals are not going to change even in coming another 50, 100 years. As long as there will be Hindus are there will be marriages are there, same rituals will follow. And the same rituals will keep on connecting with Durga Puja. So that's why people will never feel the detachment or the disconnect.
Right.
Like most of the people, like us, we are the new age people. We do not connect ourselves too much with the religion. But Durga Puja, the religion, the rituals are so human that you're bound to connect with them because you feel it, all those things. I feel it every time I look at that thing. I just remember how it was with my mother when I was leaving home.
Right.
So that is the thing. And essentially, Durga Puja is the celebration for women. So that's why Shidur Khala, which happens, it is done by the women, dedicatedly.
Right.
So it is for them. So it is not for anybody else.
And in evening only, I have seen that Dhuni dance.
Dhunuchi dance.
Dhunuchi dance, yeah.
So
Yeah, I have the water.
No, no, that's fine. So we have this earthen pots, and in that we put that coconut skins, and we lit it up, and this fragrance powders we add, so it creates a beautiful aroma around. But it's dangerous because it is burning, and people have to hold it and they have to dance.
Yeah, I've
with
seen
it.
them.
Yes.
And even three, two in hands, one in mouth, and
Show offs.
I've seen them in what's going on. One or twice they were competition also.
Oh yes, yes, absolutely. So Durga Puja has got something for everybody. You know, for the young boys, those are the thing you can show off, dance
Okay.
with your dhoti kurta, and you
Yeah,
dance with three, and you just impress the best looking girl. The girls, they will dance with this dhaki and this dhak and the music, the drums, and then the aunties. For them, there will be this shankodhani. So how long they can blow the conch.
Right.
Yes.
Lovely. And also means there are a lot of cultural events also. Means stage performances for the kids. So I have seen since my childhood that all the neighboring society, they will be called, all the kids will be called, and what you can do, you can perform anything. So one day there will be the cultural events.
Yes.
So this way it's good, means kids are also getting the opportunity to dance in front of so many people. So
But again, this cultural events that you're seeing this is very much common for Durga Puja outside Bengal.
okay.
Inside Bengal, there is not much an opportunity because there's so much of crowds that people are mostly enjoying the puja and going for pandal hopping to the next puja or something like that. But inside Bengal, there was a culture that all major musicians, singers, and they will produce an album during the puja. There's a long standing tradition. So all these famous singers we know about, which are majority from Bengal, like Manna De, Hemanta Mukherjee, and then Abhijit, Kumar Sanu, they all used to release their puja album. Even this day, Shreya Ghoshal also, she did do that, and those will be like super hit. They will be played in all pandals, and that is kind of
earlier I used to see that Rabindra Sangeet is played.
Yes.
Now means it's
now
evolving.
It's evolving with change. But again, when we are seeing the Durga Puja that is outside Bengal, what we very fondly call as Probashi de Durga Puja. Probashi is the people who are staying outside the state.
Okay.
So for them, since we do not have much of pandal hopping option, there are very few pujas. So we develop the culture of this cultural events.
Okay.
In that way, the parents are kind of forcing, it's a start. With the start, they're forcing their kids to be connected with the Bengali culture, Rabindra Sangeet, the literature, more integrally connecting with them. Gradually, everybody, they develop a sort of liking, fondness, and also a bit of a knowledge about the Bengali culture. What are the literatures? Who are the major poets?
Bengalis are known for their art, any form of art, dancing, singing, poetry, even movies also means major. You can see
Creative.
that
we are very creative people.
all sort of artists are there. Means now we are having everywhere, but mainly started from Bengal.
Yes.
Earlier, the great directors, they all were Bengalis.
Yes.
Yes. It is in your blood.
Yes, but again, I would say
You are also an artist, right?
Yeah, it is in our blood. Let's accept that one.
You cannot escape that, right?
No, we cannot escape that.
I have seen all my friends, those who are Bengalis, they have to learn singing.
Oh,
In initial, after they will continue or not, it's their wish. But initially, I will see that they will take the harmonium early in the morning. They will practice. I mean, you have to do it. Yeah, बहुत जरूरी है हमारे घर में.
Yes, for survival. Trust me. In our homes, like all Bengali homes, we have to learn something outside your school curriculum.
Right.
So, be it singing, be it dancing, be it art, like my form. I started practicing art when I was 3 year old. My art teacher used to complain to my mom that she sleeps in the class. She can't hold the pencil. My mom was like, "Ho jayega, ho jayega." So that is her confidence. So ho jayega. So that is something we had to. My sister, she was in dancing. I couldn't dance, so I learnt art. Somebody is in singing. Somebody is in something else. So what happens is some of them we pursue it further. Some of us we let it go because of a job or something else, and then again we start pursuing it back when we reached a certain age and we are connected with the Durga Puja. So if you go to any of the Durga Puja happening around Bangalore, you'll see all the people, they are the members. So they are established in various sectors and they're really, really doing well. But at the same time, during Durga Puja, they are dancing, they are singing, they are reciting.
Right.
Yes. So
I've
that is
seen
kind
this.
of bringing back your cultural heritage also.
Right. In a way, this is very good. Means,
It is.
it's connecting to our Gen Z,
It is. It is.
where we are leaving our, means most of the people are leaving our culture. Uh, they are attracted to Western culture more.
More. Yes.
Yeah, but in this way, it's great that it's come.
I'm so surprised that in London, the kids who are like born and brought up Bengali kids, I attended Durga Puja last year. I was unfortunate, I couldn't get to leave, so I couldn't come back. So I attended Durga Puja there. Kids who are born and brought up there, they or most of them they can't read Bengali. They can speak, but they can't read. You can't really expect. They are
Right.
completely going into a different, how would I say, different culture, embracing
Right.
different languages.
Right.
So it is very difficult for them. But those kids, they are dancing in Tagore's song and they knew it by heart. They are performing it.
Wow.
Somewhere or other, the culture is being preserved
Yeah, right.
through this. And this year also, I'm seeing that the association I am connected with, their kids are performing Chitrangada, which is a famous dance drama of Tagore.
Okay.
And they are perfectly lip syncing with all the songs and all the dance that has been singing people from backstage. They're perfectly lip syncing with all these things. I was asking them, "Do you guys really know this?" They said, "Yeah, we know it. We learned it."
Oh, that's great. Seriously, this way I can say that it's connecting Gen Z to our culture,
Yes.
which is a difficult thing.
Yes.
Coming to all the dishes and sweets and everything of Bengali culture, means in Durga Puja, how can you relate them?
So whenever food is, people talk about Bengali food, everybody speaks about the sweets. Yes, they are gorgeous. They are like amazing sweets. You'll never find a match of Bengali sweets in any other delicacies. It's perfectly balanced, but at the same time, it is not too sweet.
Yeah.
You can have a lot of them. But those are common things. Rasgulla, Mishti Doi. It's been so much spoken about. I don't think I'm going to speak about them.
Okay.
So for me, Durga Puja's most memorable food memory starts with khichdi. That is the bhog that we offer to Ma Durga. And it says the people who are making the khichdi, they can't taste it.
Oh,
Yes.
why so?
Because if you taste it, it becomes like jhota ho jata hai.
हाँ, right.
वो प्रसाद में नहीं दे सकते. So without tasting it, they're making it perfect. And sometimes they make it, the people who are making it, they're making it for mass, like 400, 500 people.
Right.
At the same time, it is perfect with all spices, everything is perfect. I often tried the same recipes back at home. We all know the recipe,
Right.
but it never come close.
Yeah.
Never come, even not even by a mile. So I asked my mom once, "Ki, why this is so different? Like what you prepare during the bhog, even like हमारे घर के छोटे लक्ष्मी पूजा या काली पूजा या सरस्वती पूजा में, what you prepare for the bhog, why does it taste so different?
Right.
Why it is not the same thing that when we try to make it at home?" I don't know, it's possibly a mummy logic, but she explained to me that when we keep the bhog in front of Ma Durga, there are so many fragrant things around. There is chandan will be around, there will be kapoor will be around, flowers will be there, and all these things, agarbatti will be there, dhoop will be there. So the food kind of imbibes all the flavor. And as long as it sits there, like you give it, then the puja starts, and it's long 2-3 hours process when it is kind of taking in all the flavors. That's why it tastes very different. I don't know, I'm very
Maybe.
sure it is mummy logic. She has to say something, so she said that. But honestly, it is very different when you try it, and that's a nostalgic thing. You take a spoon, take a bite, it's just transport you back 20-30 years.
Right.
You just see that it's like we have been doing all this for a very long time. So khichdi is very important. Next comes, which we are talking about, is the rolls
Yeah.
in Bengal. So the roll thing in India, it started with the British people. So they need a lot of food to go, so which is not a messy thing, and so they can eat it quickly and throw the wrapper and get back to work.
Right.
So roll fits perfectly with that. And how it started. So Mughlai cuisine entered Calcutta with the hand of Nawab Wazid Ali Shah and his associates. When he came from Lucknow with his entire entourage, lot of people, all bawarchis and all different kind of people, musicians and things, they all came along with him. Along with them came the Mughlai cuisine from all the way from Lucknow to Calcutta. That's how Kolkata biryani came in. Okay. Very soon, the kebabs became extremely popular among all the people, be it Bengalis or be it British. Problem with British is they couldn't manage the big kebabs, so they need something smaller. So there is one very famous roll shop in Calcutta Park Street called Nizam's. So they started making smaller kebabs. Smaller kebabs, you cannot make it on the big sheik. So they started doing it in kathi, a small stick. It's like a small toothpick. They wrap the kebabs around them and they make it. So they are bite-sized kebabs. So you can just quickly pop it in your mouth and it's gone. It became extremely popular. That is what is this famous Kolkata Kathi kebabs. They're extremely popular. Then they started thinking that how we can make it a more like a full meal. So they added a side of salads, a little bit of cucumber, onions and all this. They'll just add it. Then they threw in a bread in a form of paratha. Wrapped it nicely, wrapped it in a paper, give it. So you're handing it, you're taking it, you eat and walk.
Right.
You don't have to worry about anything. Once you're done, just take the wrapper off, throw it off. Your hands are clean, you're clean, but you're full. So that is how rolls came in. Till date, rolls are like an extremely popular street food. And I think it is not limited among Bengalis anymore. Everybody loves rolls. So that is how rolls. So rolls are kind of nostalgic. We love rolls. During Durga Puja, Miss Pujo te roll khabo na?
Not possible.
Next thing, fuchka. So for the entire India, it is pani puri. For us, it is fuchka.
And why it's puchka?
I don't know. Honestly, how the name came in, no clue.
Because it is balloon-like thing, and why they call it puchka? Means puchka means something flat, right? No.
And I have no,
Okay.
I don't think the word fuchka means anything apart from pani puri. It's not like a word. So, but yes, you put in Bengali anywhere. I fought with so many people like fuchka is much better than pani puri or anything. Fuchka is again another nostalgic thing. I remember when we were in college, school, pandal hopping, like throughout the night, we are just roaming around the city with friends and all, and just stop anywhere, take the spot, get a fuchka, like plates of fuchka, 2, 3. You're a little bit full, tasty. At the same time, you're hydrated. Nicely, move on to the next pandal, and like this. So fuchka is again very very strongly associated with Durga Puja food thing. And last is, I'll call it the sweets, but not the sweets that you hear about regularly.
Okay.
So there are some very specific homemade varieties of Bengali sweets. Those are made specifically during Durga Puja.
Okay.
One is called Narkel Nadu.
Okay.
That is this laddu made up of nariyal.
Okay.
Nadu is basically laddu. That is something all our mummies and grannies they used to make. Nobody makes it like that. I think quite a few of the sweet makers in Bengal, the famous ones, they tried their hands on. But no, this is something the grannies and the mummies, they are the champion at. And I still remember just before the puja starts, there will be one day dedicated for making this nadu. So one day there will be 5 to 6 coconuts will be grated and make the nadu, and all the kids they will sit there along with them and they will make it round
It's
it.
mouth watering. I can the way you are explaining it.
Yes. And the day of Durga Puja, when this Naru is made and given it to Ma Durga, we call it, it is happens just before the day of Puja. It happens on Panchami, which happens to be today. So we call it Ananda Naru.
Okay.
So all grannies and mummies and aunties, they all sit and they make it. And at the same time, kids. So in the smaller families, I remember mummy used to like, मम्मा उसको बनाती थी, फिर मुझे और मेरी दीदी को she'll call them and she'll say कि बैठ जाओ, बैठ के ये खत्म करो, finish it off, make it. And हम लोग का था कि 4 बनाया तो एक तो मुंह में गया. And then they will store it and they'll offer it in puja. And then there is a very famous ritual in Bengalis that is called Bijaya, Shubho Bijaya. So we wish everyone. So post the Ma Durga leaves, that is the Bijaya Dashami. So we started. So we go to different people's house, take their blessings, pranam karna hai.
And it goes on for a month.
Like till Lakshmi Puja, that is a period. You can still go on to
Because I remember how many uncle aunties house I have went for that. Luchi and
Narkol Nadu is that primary
obviously
thing there.
And white matar
Ghugni, yes.
ghugni, yeah.
That is, yes. And हम लोग तो मतलब जाते थे वो खाने के लिए.
In Bengalis they cook that aloo with posto.
Posto.
I love that aloo posto.
Yes.
I'm not getting it anywhere though.
That for those things again, you have to visit a Bengali home because restaurants can't make it.
No.
They can't make those dal and posto, and those are very very typical home thing. So along with this Narkel Nadu, there is another very famous thing in every Bengali household. We call it Nimki.
Nimki. Right.
Nimki is basically small, this namak pada.
Namak pada, yeah.
Yes, but that is made with very specific Bengali sweets like kala jeera and a little bit of mori, that is soft. Those are added to it and they make nimki. Goja. Goja is the sweeter version of the nimki, a little bigger and then dipped in sugar syrup.
Yeah.
Nimki, Goja and Narkel Nadu.
Oh.
These are the three things that I remember as the sweet version of Bengal. This is
Right.
associated with puja.
Yeah, I remember. Now you said then, yeah, in plates they were always there.
These
Yeah.
will be there. So these are homemade.
Yeah.
Along with came the like a store bought sweets,
Okay.
which will come along with it.
I
But
used to remember in one auntie's home we used to go. She used to cook that kheer,
paish,
a pies, and she used to put fresh coconut in that,
grated on top of
grated,
it.
and I loved that.
Yes.
And I have tried making it, but
Ah.
they are expert.
Oh, मुझसे भी नहीं होते. But still, I think there is a disconnect that it happened. So we did not get the knowledge correctly. It's mostly on our fault. Our parents tried their level best, but somewhere these cuisines are getting lost.
You miss them?
Do absolutely these
So do you get
cuisines.
in Bangalore?
No,
No
no, no,
way?
no, no, no. These type of cuisines, this narkol naru, goja, and all, very rarely you can find it.
Okay, means you have to visit Kolkata only for them.
Yes, not only Kolkata, it's home.
Home, yeah.
Yeah, you can't do it at store. There are
Right.
narkal narus or other narus available in store,
In fact, that posto, aloo posto also.
but
You
never.
get in, you get everywhere, but no, it doesn't taste the same. That aunties used to make
Yes.
really yummy, and even that luchi also.
True that.
We are getting the luchi, but
Yeah.
no, the homemade luchis are homemade luchis.
Homemade luchis, yes. Thankfully, this is one thing I can cook well, as good as my mom.
So, have you seen any changes in Durga Puja from earlier when it started and now?
Uh, See, earlier when it started, my childhood is completely in Calcutta, specifically South Calcutta, where I was brought up in that para culture. So each para used to have one Durga Puja, and people will come to see the pandal and everything, but the entire things to be done for the puja will be done by the all the aunties and uncles of the para, and they will contribute. I remember my mom, she used to, early morning, she used to get up, take bath, get dressed, and she used to go to the para pandal so that she can do all the prepare this, cuts the fruits and prepare the bhog and to give it to Ma Durga. Over the time, Durga Puja started exposing its potential as a growth of economy, as a major business period for a lot of things. So, lots of money being poured in. Sponsors started coming in, big pujas started happening. And somewhere or other, that community bonding that aunties are going and doing it, it started faltering. It's nowadays, very sadly, when I go and see in the Pada Pujo, my mums and all the other aunties, they don't go to do the puja work. They just go to do the Pushpanjali, see the Pratima, eat the bhog, prayer, and come back every day. So I was asking someone, I think one of my aunties says, Kakima, why don't you go to those things? She said now this puja has become so big, it has won some awards. Film stars are coming to inaugurate the puja, and so much of sponsor. So they don't have space for us anymore. So they have become very commercialized now. So that's sad in one way. And the other way is that every year they are doing some unique Durga Pratima, bringing in some different kind of craft, like
So, do you like it? Means innovative pratimas?
I love it for two reasons. My mums and aunts, they hate it. They say it doesn't look like Durga Pratima anymore. Yes, true that. But at the same time, I think the Bengali in me does not like it. It's still like the Durga Pratima wearing this red and white sari with this big bindi and all. But the artist in me, I love that because they are bringing out the creativity. So a few years back, I saw that Durga Pratima made out of in the style of dokra. Do you know dokra? So dokra is a traditional art form of Bengal, metal casting, and it mostly started among the tribes of Bengal. So that is why all the figurines that has been used, they look tribal in that way.
Okay.
That's extremely old, very rarely practiced these days. I think it survived only in the western part of Bengal, Birbhum and couple of more districts, those places. So this Puja Pandal committee, they took that and they put their creativity on top of it, and they created the Durga Mata in the Dokra style. I completely understand that as a Bengali in me, I don't see Durga Ma like that. But as an artist in me, I'm awed by the creativity. That how creative persons can be, how creative people can be. And lots of my artist friends from Calcutta, they are connected with this Durga Puja. So they design Durga Pratima in that way. And this is I miss as an artist. So living in London, I always feel like I wish I could be part of Calcutta and I could do that Durga Pratima design and all. But unfortunately, I'm in London, so there is not many Durga Puja happens. And whatever happens, so the exploration is not much. They are very traditional in that way. So I couldn't do that. But a lot of my artist friends are there who are doing part of it. And as an artist, I absolutely adore it. That how creative we come. And my own art is personally, I get a lot of influence from this Durga Pratima and rituals. Some are things that I have learned from my childhood days, which unintentionally that sips inside my art.
That's great. I just want to know what are the challenges you are seeing that nowadays Durga Puja is facing comparison to the old traditional Durga Puja tradition, rituals, anything you see?
Ritual and tradition wise, I feel there is a very strong challenge. You know, the people who used to be that the vessel to know this knowledge, they are gradually going. That we are losing that generation. Now we have very less people left there to tell us what to do and how to do. Gradually we are seeing, and unfortunately, I feel like that we started thinking that we have to do a lot of, we have to go out a lot, we have to learn the new things a lot. Somewhere or other, we forgot to learn the old things from our parents, our grandparents, and gradually that generation is going out. And less and less people are there who can actually guide us nicely to that rituals. So that is going to be a problem. So I personally feel that about all this culture and thing, I have only maybe 25% of the knowledge my mom had. She probably had it a lot more, and my grandmother, maybe she had even lot more. Generation wise, we keep on losing this knowledge, and there will be a time when nobody will be there to tell us these things. Just one small story here. Do you know, every year Ma Durga, when she comes, and you know that Panchang, right? That's in Bengali we call it Ponjika. So in the starting of the year itself, it is as all the tithis and nakshatras are pointed out that these are the days of your Durga Puja. And every year, Ma Durga comes and she leaves after 5 days. So the mode of transport varies each year. So there are 3 types of transport that she uses. Either she comes by an elephant, that is Goj, or she comes, 4 types, or she comes in a boat, that is now Nauka. She comes in a horse, which is a Ghoda in Bengali, or she comes in a Palki, which is, we call it Dola. And the same 4, either of the same 4, she goes back. So it's not necessarily the same transport mode of transport. She can come in. She may come in on an elephant, and she may go back on a palki.
Okay.
So these are determined by the panchang. So based on the tithis and the nakshatras of the puja time, these are determined. Surprisingly, all these are having a significance.
Okay.
So if she is leaving by a Hati, that means that the year following the Durga Puja, that the rest of the year is going to be very prosperous.
Oh.
If she is coming in a boat, that is a Noka, that means we are going to have a flood.
Oh.
If she is going back
So this
in
time
horse,
she came by boat? Oh.
so we in Bengali we call it Mayer Agomon, means Ana, and Gomon means Jawa. That is Jana. So based on, I have never seen in my 40 years of life it fails any year. You know, there is like if she is going back
It
in
is
a
a
horse,
good omen, bad omen.
yes,
Sort of.
if she is going back in a horse, that means there will be a Mahamari or Morok, we call it.
Okay.
During the time of COVID, it was that.
Oh. Okay.
So, and these are the stories that I have learned from my mother.
Oh.
And I forgot. I asked her, and she again told me that this isse ye hota hai, usse wo hota hai. And somehow I think when I learnt it, I just took partial knowledge. Somewhere in my mind it was there कि इसके साथ कुछ तो connection है. But I forgot to ask her the detail. Now at this age, I feel like I should go back and ask her. And when I ask her, I get the details. I said, अच्छा, इसके साथ इतने सारे connection है. Maybe another generation down the line, there will be nobody to tell these things.
Right.
So these are all cultural things that we should carry along with us. It doesn't matter how big we grow. Our roots should be strong.
Right. I totally agree. These are beautiful things.
Yes.
See, you said that flood will come, and I saw that rain, and I just asked you
Yes,
that.
yes.
Really.
But this year, I think she is leaving by the boat. If leaving by the boat is also, it's not all the year it is same. So if she is leaving by the boat, that means there is a lot of economical growth will happen.
Okay. So it's not that every boat signifies only a bad omen.
Boat coming signifies a bad omen, but going back by the boat is a good omen.
Okay. Great. So this is my last question to you. So what do you think that the young generation, the Gen Z, what we call, are keeping the spirit of Durga Puja in them? Means what you used to have in your childhood, you're seeing the same nowadays?
See, I can see them that they are kind of enjoying the thing. But as I was mentioning, they're not connecting as if with their roots. So they enjoy all the fun and frolic, and they're taking the culture beautifully. They're doing their performances and everything, and culturally they're being active, working. But somehow they're too young that they can understand the need of connecting with your roots. By the time they will reach my age, like how I am realizing it now, when I was 20, I never realized. So when they will realize, and probably then that time there won't be any somebody to connect with them, with their roots, all these things. And even for them, these things are, even if they knew it now also, for them it is, I would say these are kind of mere mentions rather than connecting very strongly with that. Because earlier, when we were kids, our grandparents are there at home, and they were kind of may not be intentionally, but part of their conversation, something or other they keep on saying, and we keep on taking it. It's not intentionally, but things that went in, and it is like remain within us. It is without our knowledge. It is totally like a very organic learning. We are not typically learning. We are just taking it and imbibing it. But these days, cultures are very different. At home, we do not have those things. So we are very busy, all of us. We are busy, so our kids are busy. So the same thing, we are every time we are out for work, they are also out for work. How many times we talk about the culture? So they see the cultures as only a seasonal thing. They are not leaving it. So we
Emotionally,
are leaving.
they are not connected.
No, emotionally they are not connected. So I believe that the Bengalis calling Durga Puja an emotion, that generation is also not going to live for long. You won't another 30, 40 years down the line, you will not find people calling Durga Puja an emotion.
This is a sad part, but
That's part of life. Again, Hinduism embraces change. So we embrace the beginning as well as the ending. Maybe this end will signify a new beginning.
right.
And as long as we love to and we learn to celebrate the end, we will always be prepared for a new beginning, or we will always be motivated for a new beginning. If we become sad or depressed with the end, then we'll try to stop the inevitable, and then all the problem starts. So life is a cycle. We have to accept it.
Right. Before ending, I have a question for you. How do you see Ma Durga as a child in you?
You know, when I look at Ma Durga when I was a child, when I was growing up, for Durga Puja, I always used to call her Ma. So she is our universal Ma. So when we even talk among ourselves, we said ki Mayer Puja starts at this time. Mayer Bhog hoye gache, it's Bhog lag gaya, that kind of. So she is Ma for us. Because as and when I'm growing older, I think I started seeing her more as a daughter. So these days when I do the Shidur Khala or the Devi Boron, I always feel like Shabdhane Jeo Ma, Shabdhane Eshu. So in our Bengali culture, the daughters are also called Ma. So like my father used to call me Ma. Sujama, Aima, that means it's a very lovingly calling your daughter. So these days when I call her Ma, it is somehow more like daughterly thing. So it's like a motherly feeling. So I am feeling like Shabdhane Jeo Ma means ध्यान से जाना, ध्यान से अगले साल वापस आना. So it is more like from a mother's perspective that I think it is a change in me. It is a change in the Durga Puja. So it is a change in the age. So in the age of 10 or 15 or 18, I was seeing her more as a mother. At the age of 40, I'm seeing her more as a daughter. So that's the change I'm seeing in myself.
It's lovely.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. Thank you. You have shared so many things with us. I thought that I knew Durga Puja and Bengali culture very closely. I have seen, but no. Many things were very new. I was not knowing. I had goosebumps and everything. And thank you so much for sharing all that with us.
Thank you so much. I loved it.
Happy Durga Puja to you.
Oh, thank you.
Hope you liked the podcast. If you did, please give us a like. If you found the video informative, do share with your friends and family. Till now, if you haven't subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel, press the bell icon so that you will be notified of our latest content. Until our next video, stay connected, be happy always, and Radhe Radhe.